Hello, hello. It's Michelle here. Serendipity House. It's just about 1 o'clock on Saturday. And I am in the mood for painting, so I'm here at my workshop. And I don't know if I expect anybody to be here live on this. At least it's a beautiful day here. But I wanted to record my next step on the buffet, do a little blending, and it's going to obviously be available for replay. There I am. All right. So I don't know if you guys watched, but I did this on the DIY paint page. I have that weird lighting going on again. I have lights out and weird bulbs happening. Anyways, so I did this on the DIY paint page, and it's Bohemian Blue. And then so that I didn't have an issue with bleed through, because I'm going to paint a lighter color now, Skeleton Key, I went over it with the Salvation Solution. So hi Tamra, how are you? So now it's been drying for a couple of days and it is ready for the next coat of paint, and I think that the way I did this is going to work out okay. There's not going to be any bleed through. I can just tell by looking. It's really kind of solid on there. So we're going to get our Skeleton Key and start blending. All right. I went back and opened up the drawers after. Got my extra stand here so I could read. So I went back and opened up the drawers after. These drawers are a little bit tight, so I haven't gone back and painted. You can see that this is all the other color. I'm going to wait until I'm done, because sometimes your drawers, they'll really stick and be hard to open and close. You can't really afford to have even those little layers of extra paint like around here and on the insides of the frame. So I'm going to do that last so that I only have one coat on it. And it might even be oil or wax or something that isn't really thick that'll kind of help it glide. So I'm going to close these back up for our blending. And see, this one needs to really be pushed in. So, and the doors I'm not going to close because those are really hard to get back open. I'm going to leave those partially open while we are painting. What's everyone doing today? It's about 70, 75 here. Nice fallish kind of day. Still feels kind of hot. I don't know. Hey, Jerry. And I'm losing my head thing here. All right, so I have Skeleton Key poured out on my plate here because I was emptying out a couple of small cans. And where's my bottle, my spray bottle? I filled it with water and left it in the bathroom. Be right back. I need it. All right. I gotta have my water girl because this Skeleton Key was kind of thick. So I'm using the Water Girl, the Turquoise Irish, which is blown out by the light here. Oh my gosh. I'll show it to you after. It's the Turquoise Iris Water Girl. Lazy day in Kansas. Lazy days are needed sometimes. I've got so many new products coming in that I don't really have time for the lazy days, so but sometimes usually Monday mornings are my lazy day because I work all weekend. All right, so here I am dipping into the paint, moving this so I can see you guys. I should have worn something less sticky than jeans because it's really kind of warm. All right, so what I'm going to be going for on this, I guess I may as well start here. What I'm going for is light with a Skeleton Key, faded out to darker. And it's going to be kind of messy at first, and that's all cool. I'm going to just put some of my Skeleton Key on, and then we're going to go back and do some blending. Now with the DIY paint, this works great because when you put water on it, it reactivates. Although this is rather see-through right now, so it might need more than one coat before I do that. So let's just put on our Skeleton Key. This is kind of like a blue, green, gray, chameleon color. Depending on what your lighting is like, it looks different, which is one of the reasons why I really love this color. It looks completely different dry, as it does in the bottle when you order your paint. This is the color I used for those of you who loved the the owl decoupage sewing chest that I did. It was this color with dark and decrepit, which is also going to be part of this. I think I'm going to need 2 coats because this is a little see-through. So I'm just going to do all the panels first. Hi Sheila and Marcia. I already said hi Jade. Hi Jennifer. How are you guys today? Let's see, let's start down here. I spent yesterday unpacking. Did you guys see the new stamps? The new IOD stamps? And did you see that you guys can now order these aprons? So excited. I've been wearing the same two for a couple of years and they're very dirty. Well, clean, but covered in paint. So I'm excited and they're pretty awesome aprons. All right, so I'm just putting on my coat. Putting on my coat. Don't worry about brush strokes. This is going to get so many layers, and that's what's going to make it, you know, have more dimensions. So I don't pay any attention. I just want it nice and smooth. Make sure that I don't have like any hairs in it or any little pieces of lint. That's really all I want. That's my goal right now. Yeah, I'm going to go back and paint this too. Because since we're blending, I'm not going to be leaving that all just local blue. There we go. So if you're local, I'm going to have all of the stamps in the store tomorrow. I'd already brought the molds in. I don't know if there are any left. They were very limited. They could have sold out already. I am sold out online. But I do have a wait list going. So you can get yourself on the waiting list. All right, you know what? I'm just going to get down here, and if I can't get back up, we'll all have a laugh together. It's already starting to dry. I was excited to get back here because until Thursday, I hadn't painted for a couple of weeks. Oh, so now I feel like I got my creative juices flowing again because I've been thinking about what I'm going to do with this. And so here I am on a Saturday doing what I love. Making a mess. Hey Andrea, thank you. It's not really pretty right now. There's a lot of ugly stages, but that's okay with me because my favorite thing to do is layer because it just gets better with every layer. And it creates dimension. And I like when you look at a piece and you're not really sure what you're seeing. You know, it's pretty and it's appealing and you really like it, but you're not sure what color you're looking at. You're not sure what's really appealing. You're going to create lots of shadowing. This is all the easy part. My favorite part is the finishing part when I do add the dark waxes and the glaze and everything that just kind of brings it alive. Going so fast. This looks kind of, it looks like a different color on camera. That's funny. I think because it's got the blue layered under it, like I said, because it's one of those chameleon colors, it looks kind of like a baby blue on camera, at least on mine. It's not at all a baby blue. All right, I'm just going to do the front now because one of the challenges that I have I'm going to be working across this whole thing. I want it to look, I want it to be somewhat similar on every drawer, to be somewhat similar if I'm going to shade each one individually, which sometimes that's kind of hard to repeat. So I'm not going to go around the sides right now other than these legs here. This is big, you guys, too. It does not look as big as it is. I mean, it doesn't, yeah, that's what I meant. It doesn't look as big as it is. All right, let's go to the other side. Chat with me. It's weird talking to myself. Are you guys already transitioned into fall and like the whole pumpkin thing? I think business-wise at least, maybe personally, I'm gonna skip fall and pumpkins and Halloween and go right into Christmas. I might as well. It'll be here before we know it. I'm not, well, not fall. I'll do a few pumpkins, but I'm not doing any fall crafts, I guess. All right. So there's my first piece. Let me just get these, my first layer. Let me just get in here. Now we're gonna go back in. Maybe I should do the top now too. This pretty like scroll detail there. Actually, if I do the top, I won't have anywhere to hold my products, will I? All right, so I definitely don't want this to be opaque, or translucent rather. I don't know if you can see. Let me turn this light down so I can show you. Or turn it off. That's the skeleton key right there. It looks really different. I'm using this light because I had some flashing fluorescence that I turned off. So I just figured you could see a little better here. All right. The top, let's just do the top. I'll just use a stool to put my things down on. Because it's gonna take a couple of coats since I'm going over the stain blocker, and that is a little bit, it's glossy, and so it's gonna take more coats because my paint isn't sinking right in. So let's just do a coat on the top, and then by then the drawers should be dried. Tell me what your favorite DIY paint color is. What is the color, or any color, DIY if you use it, what is the color that you gravitate toward the most? I find we all have our comforts. Over the years, I've also actually changed. I used to be very much about cool tones, and about warm tones. Now I do cool. I like brush strokes, you guys, also. Let me put the camera up. I'm not creating texture. I like texture, I guess is what I mean, not brush strokes. So, as you'll see, with me painting this right now, I'm not going right to left. I'm kind of going every which way, and I will sand off the big chunks, and it'll be nice and smooth. But I also, when I go in to finish this, I am here. There I am. I am going to kind of embrace the hand-painted look. It's not going to be messy like your kid painted it or anything, but I am not trying to eliminate all my brush strokes. So there's always somebody who asks me, so I'm answering it, why I'm not just going all the way straight across. I'm not doing it on this piece because it's not the look I'm going for. If you would like to do that and have no brush strokes, all you have to do is, then I use my Klingon brush for that, and water. If you spritz the water, you'll get a nice even coating of your paint, and you can eliminate the brush strokes. I find that extremely stressful, and I should not have pushed this up against the wall because now I can't get back there. All right, so just a nice thin coat. Salty Kiss is your favorite. Bohemian Blue and Old 57, yes. They are definitely some of my favorites too. I don't use 57 a lot. I always thought I would use it more, but I am more of a mermaid tail. I think there's a little bit more green in the mermaid tail, and maybe that's why it's just more turquoisey. But Salty Kiss is another popular one. That's one of our newer colors. Now, the other thing is I'm really hoping, I've never painted over, no, never mind, that'll be fine, I have. Forget that. I should think before I finish starting my sentences here. Okay. It will all be even, and then, let's see, I am picking up a little bit of the lint, and this is why my clothes, I need new aprons. I pick up the little pieces of lint and I just go like this. And this doesn't wash out, which is why it's great if you want to paint your clothes. There are a lot of people that are really good at like the finger painting, a lot of the DIY retailers, and they do tutorials on finger painting your clothes. And it does not wash out. All right, so now I need more skeleton key. Actually, I'm gonna put it in a cup now. All right, so now I'm back to my FIFO bottle, and this is my skeleton key. I'm just gonna dip it out of a cup here. It's just neater and easier to do. All right, so let's just finish along the front, and then we are ready for more. I've just lost my spot to set stuff down in. Boho blue, boho blue. Everyone loves boho. I think when I first got this paint, I did boho blue on almost every piece with some combination. I also love letterpress gray and the white. All right, now what? Now I need a plan. Now it's getting a little chalky. We're gonna start on the door. I need a cut for my boho blue, and then we're gonna just start putting it on. All right, so I got my boho blue. Yep, you can see, so the spots in the picture where it's lightening up, that's all the spots that it is drying on. But we're gonna reactivate it anyways, wet it. So I got my water bottle. I'm using Paint Pixies and DIY brushes. And, well, here I got a little bit of a drip there. And I'm gonna probably mix, my brushes are gonna end up in both colors of paint. I should get a paper plate, because we're gonna just start mixing and getting thicker. All right, so I got my blue, I got my skeleton key. Guess you don't really need to see me, you need to see the brushes. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to put water on after. I'm only using these two colors, so you can just kind of watch as I apply. This door, can't shut it all the way because it was so hard for me to open up. I'm going to do kind of this whole piece right here. I'm going to work in sections, but I'm also going to worry about, well, I won't worry, but I'll take care of later. I'll take care of the fact that it's getting on parts of the door inside that I don't want. If it's not sealed and you get something on your furniture that you don't want, with DIY you just have to go back and clean it off. It'll wipe right off before it's sealed. So I'm not worried about any of those details right now because they'll be fine. I know it's a mess, and right now that's what I want. All right, so there's my boho. I'm going to put on some more skeleton key. Hi, Donna. How are ya? Hi, Jean. This is just more skeleton key. I need some I need a little bit more paint on here when I start to do the blend. I'm going to do a wet blend too. So sometimes I blend with a dry brush, and I'll show you a little bit of that later. But I think on this project it's going to be a wet blend. All right, now I'm going to use my Water Girl bottle. It is a mister, so it's different than, I used to always just use the spray bottles that you get at the store, and those are totally fine. The difference is they put out a lot more water, and sometimes you get like little marks on your piece, like little dots. This is definitely a mister, so you get a better spread of your water and less obvious marks of the water. So I'm just going to wet it all so it's nice and kind of greasy for me. And let's see, I think I'm going to get a wider blending brush. I've got a couple, I'm just going to play around and see what is working. So I've got my turquoise iris brush, the VIP, which I sell, and then some wider brushes. And let's see, let's start with these wider brushes. And I'm just going to start moving my paint around. And remember, this is just one layer. Just going to soften the lines up. I'm definitely going to go for contrast though, so when I get, the next layer will be darker probably. If this starts to lighten up, because I'm pulling skeleton key into the Bohemian Blue. And now I need a rag. I was so excited, I just didn't have everything out. I just sat down and started painting. So I'm just going to offload some of my brush here so that I just want to blend on the edges, and I'll go back in. I will be manipulating this a lot. My goal is to try to keep the edges dark, and then I'm going to gradually be blending into a lighter color in the middle. So right now on the door, basically I have like the true mix of Bohemian Blue and Skeleton Key. Of what those two mixed together. And when I'm done blending all of this, it'll be true Skeleton Key in the middle and a little more Bohemian Blue on the outside. But I love these two colors together. And because it's starting to lift, I'm going to stop messing with that for right now. And just kind of let that be. The edges. All right. I guess I didn't need such a wide brush. Now when I go back to blend in some of the darker colors and lighter, that's when I'll do my dry brushing technique, which those of you who are in my blending class group know how to do that, right? Oh, whoops, I don't do that much on camera. That was like one of the techniques I save a little bit. And that's a good way to like actually really, really kind of meld and blurry the lines. It's a little wet. Let's get a drier brush right now. All right. So honestly, one of the hardest parts that I have is like when to stop, because you can keep messing with this and then it just starts lifting your paint up. So I'm going to stop right now. Close up it looks different than it does. And let's move over to the drawers. What do you guys think? You guys are all very quiet. Are you all having coffee without me? You all are having coffee without me, I bet. All right, I'm going to do the same technique over here. Move you here so I can see you. All right, here we go. We're going to do Union Blue Dark right here. And right along the edge here. So still I'm just working with two colors and I'm creating a third color with the blend. Whoops. I really want to do the door. All right, so this is where you can make the decision, which I haven't made yet, so let's look at it together. Where I kind of look at my piece as a whole piece instead of a separate piece, and you can decide if I want this to be one big outline here with white in the middle, or if I want to shade every single drawer to look like that. Sometimes it can be a lot if I'm going to be going, you know, that'll be 4 separate ones of these, or it can be just one big piece. I'm going to try it as one big piece because I don't usually do it that way. Let's see how it looks, because we can always add the boho blue after. It's just paint. That is truly what I say to myself all the time, and that's gotten me through a lot of messes. You know, otherwise if you don't go by that, then you get afraid to try things. And if you're afraid to try things, then you don't discover new techniques or try new looks, and you just do one-dimensional, which is not my jam. All right, so now we're going to put more skeleton key all through the middle. Need to get more skeleton key. What I do with the bottle. It's over there. Of course it is. It's over here. I'm going to make sure that I'm actually landing on the stool here. All right, so here we are with the skeleton key. Just going to get it wet with more paint. And our water will help us thicken that up. Or not thicken it up, thin it out and make it pliable. I thought it was going to be cool enough to not have the air on, but it's definitely not cool enough to work without the air for me. And the reason I say that is because it just kicked on. I don't know if you can hear it. But. All right, now we're going to water bottle and then start blending. So this is the Water Girl. This is also where I will catch. I've got drips coming out from where I took my hardware off. Oh, guys, my jeans are sticking to me. It's so hot in here. All right, I'm gonna get back down on the floor. Hi, guys. Iced coffee. I knew you were drinking without me. All right, I got the same two brushes here. And I'll move this so you can, so I just wipe them off. I can't tell if you can see it. I just wipe them off on my paper towel when they get too wet. But here I go. I'm going to start blending, and I'm going to try really hard not to dump anything out. All right, we're going to do the same thing and just start blending around the edges here. So the first thing we do is just grab the dark color, spread it out. I don't care if it's even. I'll get my drips after. There's definitely going to be drips because I've got grooves here, and so the grooves are catching the drips. So I'll have to go back in with a smaller brush. All right, now I'm going to put this brush away because it's just covered in my dark color. And I'm going to start. This is normally, I'd be right in front of my piece, so it's a little bit awkward. I'm just going to go across everything. Maybe I need to be on the other side. Just want you guys to be able to see, otherwise why be here, right? All right, there we go. Right across. And the water has helped this glide, and actually it's sticking a little bit, so I need more water. If you're getting, if your brush is dragging, it's just not wet enough. You definitely don't want drag. That's not the same as brush strokes. It looks different when it's dried. If you have drag, it's just a weird pull of the paint. It kind of changes the color a little bit, like when the light hits it. All right, now I definitely am not going for stripes, so we're going to keep working this. It looks stripy on the bottom. I'm just going to wipe this off of my towel. Keep blending this way to get the stripes out, and then I'm going to work the edges. You know, this could also be, you could do an ombre too with this. This would be kind of the first steps of an ombre, but I'm also not doing that. I'm going to grab a little more skeleton key for the bottom here. I'm going to work around the edge there. And hopefully I'll get kind of the same color that I have on the other side. I may not, but that's okay. Now I want a clean brush to blend the edges. What do I have left? For a clean brush, I can work on this. 3 colors are pretty. Yeah, it's going to end up being more because of all the shadowing on there. Oh, these colors, yes. I love skeleton key. All right, this is too wet to do what I was just thinking, so I might need to, well, let's just play. Stand up and save my back here. Wasn't planning on doing this, but I'm just kind of going with the flow right now, and always change it. what I think about that. It's a lot more blue than I wanted, so I'm going to leave it for now, though, move on to the next door because move on to the next door because I don't want to overwork it. When you overwork it, you start getting muddled colors, and even though I'm going to be doing another layer, I definitely don't want like weird muddled colors. Alright, so let's go ahead and start again with our Bohemian Blue. Right around the edges. Oops, I probably went into that. Yep. Already it's not like the other one because on the other one I did not put all that blue in there. I do like asymmetrical, but I don't know about asymmetrical on something like this. I don't know. On there. Ready, and my water. Blending the dark color in. And this will probably dry overnight. I've got to, I work in the shop tomorrow, so this will probably be drying, and I'll get back to it hopefully Monday. I don't like to totally rush it because sometimes I get too hasty. I like to come back in after a while of it sitting here and then be like, oh yes, I still love that, or ooh, what was I thinking? But again, so many more layers to go. Alrighty. Come in with the light color. Covered in paint. Hi Teresa. Hi Pat. Alright, so we're just gonna soften this up. At this point I don't even remember what I did on the other side. I think we're just gonna soften these lines here. Third color going. When there's too much of a light dark, too much of a blend with and the striations in it, it reminds me of beachy. Beachy's okay, but I'm not in a beachy area. It is not really my preferred style, so I'm trying to blend this to get rid of it, and that's why actually I'm not sure if I like that shading there because it looks too oceany, and that's not the look that I want on this. I love the ocean. It's just not my style, and it also, I think, would take longer to sell in my area. All right, I'm starting to muddy this up, so I need to be done with that. Whoa, my stool's gonna tip. I just grabbed the brush that had the dark color on it. All right, so I think that's good for now. This is going to be changed for real. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? I like the colors too. I think that what's going to happen, I'm looking on camera because it looks totally different on camera, is the blue is going to be more like an inch from the edge here. So from here over is going to be more of the lighter color. And then I'm going to decide if I actually want to do each drawer like that, or if I want to keep it a little bit more simple and have it all be one big piece. I don't know. And then the top, I don't know if that's going to end up being blue or skeleton key. So that's that. That's all this is going to get today. I'm going to skeleton key up the sides, and I'm going to skeleton key up the sides, and just so that they match, and then that's just going to dry overnight. And that's step 2 of the buffet. I want to show you guys, whoa, if you haven't seen the turquoise iris bottle, this is the Water Girl on my website. And what it does actually is it sprays, like you press it, and it'll let out a spray until the whole water unit is empty, so you don't have to keep like pressing it or holding your finger down. See it just, or pump. See how it's still going because the water reservoir is still full. Okay. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great weekend. Aprons are for sale on my website too, the IOD aprons. They're awesome. You see us all wearing them. I just got them yesterday. They're $25. And I just realized Monday's a holiday, so I'll be shipping my shipments that I was going to do Monday on Tuesday now, apparently. Hi, Peggy. We're almost neighbors. Oh, Teresa and you are almost neighbors. I was going to say, I'm in New Hampshire. We're not neighbors, but I love California. All right, nice close up on my gray hair here. Have an awesome day, you guys. I will see you next week. If you're coming in late or just now, let me know what you think about this. Would you change it to have every drawer shaded? Would you do more skeleton key, more boho? Just give your thoughts. I hope you learned something. Have a great day. Bye.